Hey guys, welcome to Quick English Fix. Today we're going to talk about introductions. I know they can be very difficult. I recently attended a conference where everybody asked me, "What do you do? Where are you from? Who are you basically?" Today we're going to learn some phrases that are going to help you in this situation. So please watch this video up to the very end, because we're not only going to go through phrases that you can use, we're also going to come up with little monologues that you can use later on. And as a language learner, what I've realized in the past, 20 years since I've started learning English, I've realized that memorizing certain templates and certain structures actually helps your brain a lot in stressful situations. So, the next time you interact with native speakers and they ask you something, you will have a template in your head that you can use right away. So, let's dive into introductions in English. Now, one of the things that you have to remember is that we typically divide our conversations into 3 different groups. The first group is informal conversations. Basically, you're chatting with your friend. The second group, semi-formal. And here, it depends on where you are. But for example, in the US, when I go to a creators conference and meet people who represent brands or other creators, I think it's semi-formal because we're not 100% friends right away, but we're not too formal. And when we talk about formal situations, basically when you interact with government officials, or when you are interviewing for a job. So we're going to go through phrases for all of these situations. So, when you need to introduce yourself, first thing, is it a formal situation such as a business meeting, or is it an informal situation like a party? Back to the structure. We start the introduction with a greeting. Let's look at some phrases that we might use in more formal situations. Greeting. At the formal events, for example, business meetings or interviews or formal dinners or even class, use greetings like hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. If it's an interview, you can say good morning, thank you for considering me for this role. Then we have semi-formal greetings, and this is where your mind can be free. You can say hi there. This is you talk to your coworkers who you don't know very well. Or you can just say morning. It's a more casual way of saying good morning. Informal greetings. Now hi is obviously the most popular. Then you can say hey there. What's up is my favorite. How's it going? How are you doing? It's common in more informal language to leave out small grammar words in greetings. How are you often changes to how are you doing, which is more informal. Hey everyone, I'm thrilled to join this community. Now let's talk about general information. Of course, the first thing you want to talk about is your name. So you can say pleased to meet you. My name is Marina, or just I'm Marina. You can also say, I don't think we've met. May I introduce myself? Or hello, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Marina. Informal. Now it's funny. So, a lot of people in the US know me as Silicon Valley Girl. So sometimes I introduce myself, which is kind of funny. I tell people I'm Silicon Valley Girl. And they're like, oh yes, I've seen your videos. But then I tell them, you can call me Emily. This is my actual name. So, if you have a nickname online, and people might know you by that nickname, feel free to use it. It's kind of funny that I have 3 personalities. And sometimes when I realize that the environment is very international, I can say, I'm Emily. And people are like, oh yeah, Emily. And some people still think my name is Emily. And I'm like, no, my name is Emily. So, you can call me Emily. I'm Silicon Valley Girl. But my friends call me Emily. By the way, in North America, people often use first names right from the start. And the mood is very relaxed. This really surprised me when I first came to the US and was talking to formal venture investors. And they're like, yeah, I'm Sam. I'm like, okay, mister. No, Sam. So everything is really informal and really relaxed. That doesn't mean that people don't take this meeting seriously. They do. It's just the nature of formal and business communication in the US is very friendly. In other places, though, they might be more formal and use titles and last names until they get to know you better. In the USA, there's an emphasis on personal space, and this can affect greetings. A firm handshake is standard, but respecting personal space is important. Another fun story. I've recently met a very important businessman from India in the US. And again, I'm used to this culture now. So I did a firm handshake. He was like, no, what you need to do is give me a hand like this. And I'm going to shake it gently. Don't ever do the formal American handshake with Indians, right? Because in India, the culture is completely different. So, I want you to understand that there are cultural differences, but don't think of them too much. You will basically understand what's going on once you are in the situation. And that Indian businessman was really kind to just explain everything to me. And when I said goodbye, I made sure that I did it the correct way. And we kind of laughed at it. I think it was pretty cool. But again, when I first came to the US and people were shaking my hand and men were shaking my hand in a strong manner, I was like, wow. Some people actually say it's a power move. So the stronger the handshake is, the more energy that person has. So, it's up to you what you're going to do. But remember that about the US and other cultures. And other cultures might stand closer or greet each other with a kiss on the cheek. And that happens in France. And they do 2 kisses on both cheeks. And I just came back from France, where people were doing that to me all the time. Even people who I met for the first time. And again, for me, it was like, in the US, we'll never do that. So the first couple of times I was a little bit nervous, like what's going on? But then again, I got used to it. This is this country. Everybody kisses each other. That's fine. Then you can talk about your birthplace and current location. I was born and raised in St. Petersburg, Russia. I come from St. Petersburg. I'm originally from St. Petersburg, but now I'm based in California. That's basically what I do. Was born and raised in St. Petersburg, have been living in the US since 2015, or I've been living in the US for 10 years now. Informal, you can say I'm in your nationality, like I'm Russian. I'm originally from Russia, but I've been living in the US for the past 9 years. St. Petersburg, Russia is my hometown. That's another way to say it. I grew up in St. Petersburg, but now I live in Los Altos Hills, which is in California. I spent the past few years in California. You may have already noticed that when talking about ourselves, we're using a lot of different tenses. And it's very important to know all of them to interact freely in English. But if you're struggling with tenses, I have a product that will help. Now is the right time to unlock the mysteries of English tenses with the 12-in-1 Tenses Handbook, perfect for everyone who wants to master tenses. This interactive guide will help you understand the hard parts of grammar and fix mistakes that you make now. It breaks down the rules, explains things in easy words, provides clear examples, and you practice straight away with exercises. Remember, practice makes perfect. Say goodbye to confusion, and say hello to confident automatic task usage in speaking and writing. Tenses are an essential part of everyday conversations, so please make sure they're automatic in your brain. Click the link in the description below to download the handbook. Now your activity. Share what you do. I work as a manager, or my formal position is president at Lingua Marina. So, I'm a president of a company called Lingua Marina. And Lingua Marina is basically a company above all of my channels. But if you're not an entrepreneur and you're working for a company, you can say, I work for Google in the marketing department. Or you can mention a general idea. I work in sales. My specialty is in sales. Or if you have your own business, you can say, I'm self-employed. I have my own business. The more informal way to say that will be, I work for myself. Or if you're unemployed right now, you could say, I'm unemployed. Nobody really. It's totally okay to use that phrase, but I've never heard people say, I'm unemployed. I've heard people saying, I'm looking for a job in the creator economy, because I'm excited about being a creator and working with creators. Now let's talk about your education. Let's look at some formal phrases. I'm about to graduate, or I have a degree in physics. I have a bachelor's, master's, PhD degree in mathematics or in literature. My major is or was economics. Or you can also say, I graduated from this or that university. I did a postgrad in physics at Stanford. Again, see how we're using different tenses when talking about different things in our lives? Don't forget about the handbook. The link is in the description. Okay, let's talk about your experience. I have like 7 years of experience in making videos. I have 9 years of experience in making videos. I have spent 10 years as a creator with Quick English Fix. Or you can say, I I have spent 7 years as a manager with Google. Or you can just say, I worked in marketing for 9 years. Now, of course, whenever you're meeting new people, it's kind of cool to mention your hobby, because when you're meeting new people, you're always looking for common topics. And the more common topics you find during this initial conversation, the more exciting this new connection is going to be. Now, your hobby, let's talk about it. When I have some spare time or in my free time, I do yoga. I'm interested in music. I've always enjoyed hiking. Very California activity. A more informal way to say, that is, I'm really into jogging. I'm really into hiking. I'm a big fan of singing. So, here's what you get. Now, let me give you a template that you can memorize and use later on when you speak English. Hi there. I'm Marina. I'm originally from Russia, but I've been living in the US for the past 9 years. I work for myself. I have a degree in mathematics and economics. I'm really into making videos on YouTube. This is a very easy and informal way to introduce yourself. I've given you the basics, and you can add more details that will be relevant to the situation. Here are a couple more introduction examples in different settings. Informal introduction. Hello everyone. I'm thrilled to join this community. My name is Luca, and I'm a chef from Rome, Italy. I've just moved to this neighborhood. Looking forward to connecting with all of you. The next introduction is going to be more formal. For example, if it's a job interview. Good morning. Thank you for considering me for this role. I'm Camila, a graphic designer from Sao Paulo, Brazil. My specialty is in creating visual stories that speak to a global audience. I'd love to apply my creative skills to your company's innovative projects. Let's do semi-formal. Say new workplace. Hey team. I'm absolutely thrilled to start my journey with you as the new sales representative. My name is Sofia, coming all the way from Madrid, Spain. With 6 years of experience across different European markets, I'm eager to dive into our market and contribute to our shared success. Excited to learn and grow with you all. So let's summarize. Here are the steps to introduce yourself in English. Greet your audience. Begin your introduction with a smile on your face, as it creates a positive impression. Number 2, share your name and some general information. Talk about yourself. Name, place, interests, and hobbies if necessary, depending on the type of situation. For example, interviews, meetings, seminars, etc. Share about your work, education experience. Number 4, don't forget about your friendly tone and style of introduction. Introduce yourself in a way that is approachable. Quick homework. Write your introductions in the comment section below. This is a great task for you, and also a great way for us to meet each other. Thank you so much for watching this video up to the very end. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel. I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next videos. Bye.